Hello viewers, welcome to 284 Media. I'm Ron Grant. The Ministry of Health has launched a campaign known as CHIP, seeking to offer an ongoing educational campaign targeting individuals between the ages of 20 to 50 years to take charge of their health by embracing a healthy lifestyle and by adopting principles from the Complete Health Improvement Program, or CHIP. Myself, along with our team here at 284 Media, are proud to join in this educational campaign in support of a healthier lifestyle for all. And as such, we bring you this special report. Joining us today to cover all things CHIP is Dr. Sharlon Lewis, General Practitioner of the Wellness Center and a proud CHIP advocate. She's here to help us understand the program as well as how we can begin implementing steps to lead a healthier lifestyle. All this and more after a word from our sponsors.
We understand that you cannot come to the store and encourage you to stay at home. If you need assistance with bill payments, top-ups, or troubleshooting, we are here to help. Call us at 444-4444 from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, or visit our website at www.cctbvi.com. Click Top Up Here or My CCT for top-up or bill payments. Social distancing with CCT.
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching 284 Media. Dr. Lewis, thank you for your time and welcome back to 284 Media.
I'm happy to be here, Ron. Thanks for having me.
Indeed. Now, CHIP, as we know it, or the Complete Health Improvement Program, is geared towards helping persons to lead a healthier lifestyle. Expound on that for me as we get into today's discussion.
So the thing is that especially now, with everything that's going on in the world with the coronavirus, we know that improving your health and optimizing your health is one of the best things that you can do for yourself right now. We know that if you come into contact with the virus, if you have a healthy, strong immune system, that is definitely one of the ways that you're going to be able to get through it very quickly. So the CHIP program is the Complete Health Improvement Program. It's actually an educational program and an empowerment program.
Amazing.
So what happens is that you actually learn a lot of what causes a lot of these diseases, and this is not just hearsay. This is a lot of very scientific based information. So they have conducted a lot of studies. They've taken information from a lot of very credible studies. They've put it together in a very simple to understand, for the layman. It's not from health professionals. It's for everyone. They put the information across in a way that you can actually understand so that you know exactly why your doctor keeps telling you that you need to cut back on sugar in your diet,
Yes.
and you need to cut back on fried foods, and why you need to eat more fruits and vegetables and drink more water. The other thing about CHIP is that it doesn't just focus on diet and exercise. It also focuses a lot on mental health and stress reduction.
Wonderful.
So I'm pretty sure that you're familiar with, during this time, if your body is very stressed out, that can raise your inflammatory levels, and that actually puts you more at danger, like I said, for, suffering from the coronavirus. So this is why I myself, as a physician, I am advocating for the CHIP program, because it teaches you about all aspects of health, all the major pillars of health. So it's diet, exercise, and stress reduction. The other thing I like about it is that it really empowers the patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you spoke a lot about the immune system and just balancing mental health, which is a part of the CHIP program. Speak to that a little bit, because believe it or not, a lot of persons don't understand that once your body is under stress, you're going to begin to experience a lot of different health aspects and then become even more immune to picking up certain illnesses. So speak to that a little bit.
Okay, so stress a way in the past had its role. Stress was actually a reaction to something that might be endangering you. So back in our ancient days, if we had a tiger, for example, running us down, you wanted to have stress reaction because you wanted to get your body empowered for those short bursts of energy that you actually needed. So the stress reaction in your body was actually designed for very short-term use. But what happens now is that in our today's world, we have a lot of factors that actually affect the same stress pathway. And that can be emotional stress, stress from worrying about things. If you're going through, emotional disturbances in your life right now, a lot of people have a lot of anxiety when it comes to, the whole coronavirus situation. And that kind of stress actually activates the whole immune system that, like I said, was really designed for short-term use. But what you have now is that because you have continuous activation of this system, it has very detrimental effects on your immunity. It causes all sorts of things to happen. High blood pressure, it causes a drop in your immunity. So you notice that, have you ever noticed that when somebody's really stressed out, when you're really stressed out, you get sick more often?
Of course, yes, yes. Personally as well for myself.
Right, because it's already a challenge to your immune system. So when your body actually comes into contact with something else that it's supposed to fight off, it's already sort of tired because it's been dealing with all this things, all this stress all the time. And this is what I want people to understand. Stress in your body is not just in your mind. There's actually a physical reaction that happens as well.
Wonderful. Now, what are some of the 6 steps? There are 6 particular steps that follow the CHIP model. Let's break that down for a little bit.
Okay, so definitely you want to reduce your dependency on processed foods.
Okay.
A lot of times, we eat a lot of processed meats, we eat a lot of processed, even vegetable-like dishes. So what you're trying to do is to move away from something that's made in the factory. And then the next step is to replace that with things that are more natural, whole foods. So I always say the way that God put it on this earth is the way that we should be eating it.
Agreed.
So rather than having something that's highly processed, they teach you about why it's important. And another thing with CHIP is that they actually teach you how to do it.
Great.
So a big part of it is actually that they teach you cooking. So there are cooking elements of it as well.
Okay.
And then there's also the aspect of regular exercise. So for a lot of people, I think that's a big problem. Once we're out of school and we're not doing physical education in school anymore, we sort of lose focus on that whole aspect of, keeping physically active. And we tend to associate it with, it's just about looks. And, the evidence that they present to you in CHIP shows you why it's not just about looking good, it's also about your health. So
Wonderful.
We have reducing processed foods, increasing whole foods, definitely regular exercise, reducing sugar in the diet as well.
Okay.
And we want to increase our exposure to fresh air and sunlight, and drinking a lot more water.
Now these, Dr. Lewis, seem like very simple methods that could be implemented in a person's, daily routine, particularly on the case of exercise. A lot of persons, like you said, look at it more for beauty, and you seem to think that, it's all looks-based, but that's not it at all. Talk to us a little bit about how we can then implement for the persons who may not be already exposed or privy to these practices. How can they simply implement some of these practices in their daily lifestyles?
Well, the recommendation, both by CHIP and what you find internationally, is that you're supposed to do 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. Okay. So what is moderate activity? Yeah. Moderate activity would be something like a quick brisk walk. It would be something like taking part in a sport, for example. For a lot of people, that's a bit, it's a bit out of the range. And when you hear 150 minutes, they tend to get overwhelmed. Right. But when you break it down, you have 7 days a week. So what I usually recommend to my patients is that you will do 30 minutes, maybe 5 days a week. And that is of moderate exercise. So there's also something called intense exercise. Do you know about that, Ron?
Of course I do.
Okay. So with intense exercise now, it's a bit more where your heart rate is going to be really high up. You're going to be sweating a lot. You're going to be breathing really hard. And that's what we call intense work. And that you only have to do 75 minutes a week. Okay. So you can really break it down to like 15 minutes, 5 times a week. And for somebody who is at home and now we don't have access to gyms, you'll be talking about simple things like doing skip rope. You can do an online YouTube video.
That's a good one.
There are a lot of different options when it comes to incorporating physical activity into your daily lifestyle. And and a big part of CHIP is actually to promote a community spirit. So it's not just you're not just learning in isolation, because we know that no man is an island. Okay. So what the other part of CHIP program is that it really promotes that community involvement and community spirit. A lot of times when somebody's trying to live a healthier lifestyle, if the people around them are not on the same level, they're not going to get that push and encouragement that they need when it comes to making these sort of changes. So the CHIP program teaches you about why the changes are important, how to make the changes, and then how do you get the community involved? Like, how do you involve those around you to make sure that there's a supportive environment for health?
That is wonderful. One of the things that we notice as you speak of community partnership is that even a simple thing like exercise and going to the gym, persons seem to do better when they're
Yeah.
surrounded by one or two persons. Even if it's walking, they might go in a group, and it really builds momentum. So I
It
like that
does.
aspect of the community awareness. Now, the
Yeah.
program CHIP specifically targets ages 20 to 50. Why exactly that age bracket?
Well, the thing is that we want to make sure that people understand that chronic diseases are not just an old person's disease anymore. In my practice, I see a lot of younger people coming in with these things like hypertension and diabetes that typically you get a bit later down in life. But because of our modern day lifestyle, our modern day eating, we're starting to see this a lot, more in younger people. So what we're trying to do here in the BVI especially is that we're trying to target the younger people because we want all the younger people to understand that you have to start from early. Like I said, when we were in school, we had physical education, but as we get older, it becomes less of a priority in your school setting, and therefore, I think mentally we tend to leave it behind. And then, as we get older, we have responsibilities, we have jobs, we have children, we have, all these things that are
You get
going
busy,
out.
yeah.
And we tend to think, oh, okay, I'm young, I feel fine, and I don't need to worry about this. And then, they get to my age, and then you start having problems. So the earlier that you start and you start incorporating these things from an earlier age, is the longer you're going to delay having to deal with these things later.
Okay.
Selfishly, I tell people that one of the reasons that I do what I do, it's not, just about looking good. I mean, yes, everybody wants to look a certain way, but it's because selfishly, I want to live a very full and happy life going into
Amazing.
my old age. I
Amazing.
want to see myself like in my 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, if I can, going out and enjoying myself,
Beautiful.
still being physically active. When I eventually, not right now, have grandchildren, I want to be able to enjoy my time with them. So it's not just about living in the now, it's just doing little things that you can, even while you're still young and able, to make sure that you carry that on well into to your later days.
I absolutely love that. One of the things I want to touch on, because persons have a misconception that when it comes to non-communicable diseases, and I want you to break that down for us in a bit, but take for example like myself, a very slim individual. I have suffered with high cholesterol for a very long time, and for many persons they tend to just look at the slim physique and think someone who may be a tad bit obese. Tell us about that, because non-communicable diseases, first of all, break that down for us, give us some
Right.
examples for persons who may not be aware of it, and what are the risk factors as it pertains to having any of those non-communicable diseases?
Non-communicable diseases are diseases that you can't pick up just by being next to somebody. So it would be things like, high blood pressure, high sugar levels, so diabetes. It would be high cholesterol, as you mentioned, and obesity. And the thing is that I think we take obesity as a risk factor, but I can tell you that obesity in itself is actually a chronic disease on its own.
Okay.
It's something that you have to manage. It's something that, yes, you just like, and let me make this clear, just like diabetes and hypertension, with the right changes to your lifestyle, you can reverse these things. Just like hypertension and diabetes, if you change your diet and lifestyle, you can manage
Very
obesity
important.
as well. Now, the thing is, risk factors for all these diseases that we've been talking about, as I said, they really relate back to lifestyle. So maybe 2 generations, I won't even see 1 generation ago, but maybe 2 generations ago, we did not see the level of hypertension, diabetes, and heart diseases as we do now.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because life way back when was much different from what we have now. Back in the day, we used to farm a lot. We used to eat from the ground a lot. We used to walk a lot of times. I'm pretty sure that a lot of folks here, if they listen to their grandparents, would hear them talking
Walk
about having
for
to
miles,
walk from
yeah.
West End or from East End into town. There weren't that many cars available. But then as we get more modern and, our economy grows and we get a lot more convenient, and so, life shifts from really taking care of yourself and those around to going out and having to make money to take care of your
Yes.
home, your priorities shift. And we don't realize, I don't think it's really hit a lot of people how little we actually move in today's world. And then our diets are so convenient, whereas granny would have to, get up and milk the cows, and, they would only have meat like maybe once or twice a week because that's when they butcher the animals. Now you can walk into the supermarket and you can get everything you want. Convenience has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages because we're behaving as if food is still as scarce as it used to be, but it's not anymore. We're still going in with that mentality, and we don't realize how excessive we actually are these days, and how, like I said, how little movement we have to counteract that excessive amount of eating that we're doing.
Okay, well, wonderful. As we speak about CHIP, a lot of persons might be looking at this and wondering, how can I get involved? How can I get involved and jump on this educational campaign? Tell us about that.
Okay, so well, right now we do have a Facebook page available. It's on Facebook, and we do have an Instagram page available because we know a lot of people using social media now. So we encourage you to reach out and look for CHIP BVI, and you're gonna try and find out information. We're gonna post the different things on those sites so that people can keep informed. We do have classes starting hopefully soon. I know we're trying to target in June. Not exactly sure if we're going to get it done at that point, but we're trying to target starting actually from next month. So we really want to get everybody, on our pages and, keeping in touch. There's also chipbvi at gmail.com. I think, Ron, you may have a flyer or something that we can...
Of course, yes. We have some flyers that we'll be sharing to the general public.
Right. So we'll share the information with the public, but just to know that if you're interested, look out for the notices, try to, get the information and start putting your name into the pool, because we have a limited amount of space right now, and we're trying to fill that up, because the more people that we can get signed up for, even from this turn, is the more that you're going to have, like I said, not only the education, the proper education about health and eating out there into the community, but also helping to build that community. This is not a one-time thing. This is not, oh, well, we'll just have a couple of people do this, this class and, that's it. No. As part of the CHIP program, you are then expected to be an ambassador. You're expected to be an educator in your community. And we want to make sure that everybody's getting the right education. We're spreading the same message of health, healthy living, healthy lifestyle, stress reduction, all these things, the right message out to the community.
Wonderful. Dr. Lewis, thank you so much for not only stopping by again, we're always happy to have you, but for breaking this down for us. We want to wish you and the team, which I'm a proud member of CHIP, and living a healthy lifestyle. We want to get everyone on board, Virgin Islanders and friends. This is a great opportunity for you to develop and begin putting practices in place to live a much healthier lifestyle. Dr. Lewis, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you again for having me, Ron.
You're most welcome. Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year.
Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
In the final analysis, we have two options: stay inside and create memories that will last forever, or go outside and say goodbye to those memories. We're not stuck inside, we're safer inside. The time is now to unite, embrace, and love each other from a distance. Show the world and the people in it just how much they mean to you by keeping your distance. It may be difficult, but necessary. Let's reintroduce humanity and heart to all homes. While we can't enjoy the sun, sand, and sea, let's take this time to remember why we are nature's little secrets. Stay inside, and when it's over, we would all be better, stronger, and we would all still be together. With self-discipline and patience, we can overcome. We are, have been, and will always be VI Strong. A message from your team at 284 Media.